and welcome to Practice with me. This week things are going to look a little bit different. Rather than sitting at the piano, I am going to be standing here conducting in my Pilates studio, because this is where the good sound system is. So I want you to be practicing, watching. From here on out, we are out of those lyrics, out of those books, and we are watching. I know there are a lot of people missing. There are some yucky sicknesses going around. So I'm so sorry if you missed our choir rehearsal this week because you were at home sick. Two of my girls are as well. So we know that story. I hope that you're feeling better, and I'm glad that you're here practicing. I'm gonna let you know everything that you missed so you will be ready for next week. Next week is going to be our last official rehearsal. Yep, that's it. So by next week, we need to be off book. Okay, so that means that you know all the lyrics to the songs. If you're a soloist or a speaker, you have your speaking parts and solos memorized, right? So that is what we're working on, and if you're a dancer or other things, you're able to do that without looking at a script. That is our goal for next week. Next Wednesday is going to be that last practice. We're going to try to get in a technical rehearsal if we can to show you how all the parts fit together, because then the following Monday, so next Wednesday is our last rehearsal, the next Monday is our performance. We're going to perform for the school in the afternoon. So those that are dancers or things that need specific costume requirements, you're going to bring those with you to school. So if you're a ballerina, you'll have your ballet shoes and your leotard and all that you can change into before we perform for the school. If you are, and we're also that day, whatever you're going to wear to the concert, your colors for the evening in the concert, you're going to wear to school that day. So we want black pants or leggings, red or green tops, and we don't want any writing or anything on there. We also don't want any bright neon flashy colors. We don't want any ugly Christmas sweater kind of thing to like catch attention. We want everybody to just kind of blend in and for nothing to be distracting. So you can dress like you would for a Christmas party, and that would be great. If you don't have red or green, which by the way, it doesn't have to be that perfect shade of like Christmas red or green, it can be any shade of red and green that will work there. And if you don't have that, you can wear white or black on top. Okay, so we want to have that all good for them. So I'm going to go through a little bit today. While we're going through and rehearsing, I want you to practice looking up at me. So if you feel like, oh, there are words or lyrics I don't quite know, even when I'm not singing, even during the concert, I am going to be mouthing the words for you, right? So if you're not sure, your best bet is to watch me, because not only will I show you when to come in, but I'm also going to show you the words. So be watching. If you feel secure in those words and you're looking out at the audience at times, that's great, but we need to be watching. So one thing that we really have to practice, and this is going to get easier for us once we've memorized our lyrics, is watching. When you're in a choir, you're not just up there standing doing your own thing. You're being directed. So you don't have to rely on yourself to know the perfect entrance. If you know exactly when we're coming in, that's great. But I'm going to show you, right? Choirs are directed. So it's my job to know what's coming in the music. That's why I'm here looking at the notes and at the music. So I know what's going on with the pianist and things, and I know when we're coming in. And I'm going to show you. So if you come with me, we'll all go together. If you're not watching, we'll all be at different times, and it'll sound like mistakes all over the place, right? So that's what we really need to practice. And that's what I want you to focus on this week, is watching the direction and practicing. By the way, if you're watching this video multiple times, that's great. You can just skip through this introduction. You don't have to listen to it again. Okay, so we're going to go through the songs that we went through on Wednesday, which was yesterday. And I'm going to tell you there's going to be speaking parts before each song. In all of our concert order, there's going to be speaking parts, and then we're going to go into a song. And when there's solos and things, I'm going to be showing you. When I have soloists down in front, I'm going to be directing them, but you're going to see a difference, that I'm turned and looking at them, directing them, and then I'll bring all of you in together. Okay, so kind of just get used to that. We definitely don't want, when it's a solo part, which some of the songs might be confusing that we're going to have to go over, because it's a little bit different than what you've been practicing on your rehearsal track. So We're going to go over those parts of when someone else is singing, but you definitely don't want, when there's a soloist over here at the mic, some other voices over here popping out, right? Nobody wants that embarrassing moment of singing at the wrong time. So there's going to be a difference of when I'm directing soloists and when I'm directing everybody. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Christmas Cookies. Christmas Cookies is going to have a minus track, so you're going to hear the music playing over the sound system rather than the piano. Shay is directing this one, and there is going to be stepping and swaying. If we can get it down, that might be cut out if it's looking like a mess by the time of concert, right? So when we get into that chorus, we're going to be stepping to the side. It's just step together, not big steps where you're into your neighbor. It's very small. Step, a little turn of the body while you're stepping. Now you're going to start to your right every time. That first step is going to be to the right. So I'm going to go to my left because you're mirroring me and going with me. Right, left, right. So that's what we're going to be doing for Pick Out a Christmas Tree. There's also going to be those claps and leg pats. I'm going to focus on just directing you today, but if you're watching Shay, you're going to go there. One thing that I've noticed with the minus track in our rehearsals, you're going to get a whole lot more with practice with me. If you're doing this, it's going to be so valuable for you. We can get so much more in without interruptions and distractions and things like that, and I've got a little bit more time to do this, right? So one thing that I noticed when there's a rehearsal track and you're following along, there is a lag where there's some people that are about a full beat behind, and that rehearsal track, like, I can't adjust if people are slowing down. I can't slow it down and direct and have the piano slow down with me. When there's a minus track, it is set in time and space, and we're either with it or we're off. Now, how will you stay perfectly on beat and with it? You're going to watch whoever's directing you. Most of the time it's me. On a couple of songs it's Shay, right? If you're watching, we're going to show you where the beat is, and you're coming with us, right? So that's how we stay all together. Watching is vital and important. You don't have to be looking at those lyrics now. Once you've gotten them down, you're looking up. You're not going to use folders during the concert, but you're going to find your whole world opening up when you're able to watch and listen. Okay, so pick out a Christmas tree. Get ready.
Pick out
but we don't point until the word you, right? Okay, so you have to excuse me here. This is not one I'm going to be directing for the concert, but if you notice, as we're stepping and swaying, we stop on you. So you're going to come out and stand you right there, and then we stand still. Next song that we're going through is Christmas Cookies. By the way, if you're a soloist, doing this practice with me video is going to be great for you because you're going to practice singing along with nothing in the background, and it's going to be a great time for you to practice. Before Christmas Cookies, we have our speaking parts 8 and 9. They're going to be doing a funny little thing talking about how Principal Gibb steals Christmas cookies, and Principal Gibb is going to be involved. I'm sorry if you missed it this week because he came in and actually did his part right there, but you're going to see him doing silly things throughout the song as well. Also, one thing I want to point out with this one and other ones where we have soloists is you may have time where the soloist stops and the audience can't help themselves. They're clapping. You're not going to wait for them to stop clapping. The song goes on. We can't slow things down. You watch the director and you're going to go right back into it. When they hear you all starting to sing, they're going to stop. But don't be thrown off by that, especially when we have Principal Gibb doing something or there's something funny going on that they might be laughing or responding or clapping or making noise. You just get ready to come in and sing again. They're having a good time. That should give you further energy. So don't be thrown off by that. That's a good thing if that's happening. And it's not a bad thing if it doesn't happen. Sometimes people are just very polite and they're going to wait until they're sure the song's over and then they're going to clap like crazy. But they might be smiling and really enjoying it. So if they don't interrupt us with clapping, it's not a bad thing. If they do, that's not a bad thing either. Okay, so we'll hear 8 and 9 do their part, and then we're straight into Christmas Cookies. We're going to have our 2 soloists down, which are Kaylin and Maggie. All right, so we've got Kaylin Ingram and Maggie Williams. By the way, you would know if you were a soloist. Your parents should be notified if you're a soloist, so we'll have them down in place, and we'll also, while 8 and 9 are doing their part, we'll get our line dancers in place, and we'll have our soloists ready to go. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, Mama. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, man. The ones that look like Santa Claus, Christmas trees and bells and stars. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, yeah. Soloist number 1. Everybody. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, Mama. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, man. The ones that look like Santa Claus, Christmas trees and bells and stars. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, yeah. Woo! Number 2. Little change in the lyrics for this next one right here. Ready? I sure do like those Christmas cookies, Mama. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, man. She gets mad if they're all gone before she gets the frosting put on. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, yeah. Principal Gibb. Now right here, those line dancers are getting ready. Line dancers. And then that next chorus is just like the one at the first. There's only one that's different. All right, singers, get ready. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, Mama. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, ma'am. The ones that look like Santa Claus, Christmas trees and bells and stars. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, yeah. One more time. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, hey, yeah. All right, so our solo is number 2. After Maggie does her solo, we're gonna stand still because that's that little end of them. Okay, after Maggie does her solo, then we have that little change. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, Mom. I sure do like those Christmas cookies, ma'am. She gets mad if they're all gone before she gets the frosting put on. I sure do love those Christmas cookies, yeah. Okay, that is the only time that we sing that chorus. Every other time, it's exactly the same. Then, the chorus that we do after Principal Gibb and the line dancers, we repeat, I sure do love those Christmas cookies, hey. We're having a little bit of like pick your own note there, but it's I sure do love those, same notes, Christmas cookies, hey. And then, yeah, right there at the end. Okay, next song that we're working on is One More Sleep Till Christmas. So we have 4 soloists on this song. They're going to come down and be in front. Pay attention. The places that we have solos are different than what's written on your lyric sheet. Okay? So right before One More Sleep Till Christmas, they're speaking part number 7. And then we go straight into our song. So let me just talk through where those solos are and when you're sleeping. Okay. Solo number 1, which is Colton Beck. There's Magic in the Air this evening, Magic in the Air. Then Claire Larson, the world is at her best, you know, when people love and care. They sing together, the promise of excitement is the one the night will keep. And then everybody, after all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. Okay? Then we repeat back, and it's 2 more soloists. So in the beginning, you're just singing, after all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. So soloist number 3, Kylie Valentine, and number 4, Caitlin Bills, will do the same thing. It's number 3, it's number 4, they're together, then everybody, after all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. Okay, right after all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas, we jump to the coda, which is, 'tis the season to be jolly and joyous. So that second time that you sing that through, you gotta be ready to move on. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season when the saints can employ us to spread the news about peace and to keep love alive. Okay, and then that last verse, there's something in the wind today that's good for everyone. That's everybody singing together. I think in your lyric sheet it says that that's a solo, but it's not. It's everybody. Yes, faith is in our hearts today. We're smiling like the sun, and everyone can feel it. The feeling's running deep. After all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. Everybody in the chorus cuts off right there, and then Claire Larson is going to be singing that last line, after all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas Day. So that repeat is going to be here. So I'll cut you off, and then I'm going to direct myself to the soloist, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and run through that. Soloist number 1, Colton. And Claire. Soloist number 3 is getting ready. Kylie, and then Caitlin. Now I'm going to be directing just to the soloist. Here we go. They're together. After all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. Get ready to move on. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous. With a burst of pleasure, we feel it arrive. 'Tis the season to be jolly and joyous this track right here. Everybody is singing. There's something in the wind today that's good for everyone. Yes, faith is in our hearts today. We're shining like the sun. And everyone can feel it. The feeling's running deep. After all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. Soloists. And when we stand there while the soloist is singing, we are absolutely quiet. Our focus can be out towards the audience, towards the director, or towards the soloist. In fact, it's kind of a nice thing when you've got a featured soloist and the eyes of everyone in the choir are on them. There's no distractions of other things to look at for the audience. Okay, so, sorry, there's little oopses in here that it should be straight into it, but there's a little pause with the page turn or whatever while we're recording the piano part. But that is the whole feeling and flow. We will practice this one again next week because we only have 2 of our soloists here due to sickness and other things. So we will do that one again, but that is One More Sleep Till Christmas. So make sure that you know that last verse. That's the one where everybody's going to be singing. The After All, There's Only One More Sleep Till Christmas is so strong from you guys. But when we get into the coda and into the other verse, we start to get a little bit weak. People didn't quite know it. It was a little bit off. Keep practicing. If that doesn't come together, we may need to adjust things. But the parts that you are great at coming in on are that repeated line, after all, there's only one more sleep till Christmas. It's so strong. I want the whole song with everyone singing to sound like that. Okay, next song that we're working on is Nutcracker Jingles. Now, we've taken our rehearsal track and we've slowed it down. So the actual track of music that's going to be playing is going to be a little bit slower than what we've been doing in practices, and that's gonna make a huge difference. Before Nutcracker Jingles, oh, here comes my dog. Before Nutcracker Jingles, we're gonna have the speakers 12 and 13 doing their back and forth. This is gonna be kind of a fun thing where speaker number 12 is saying like, hey, my favorite thing about Christmas is the Nutcracker, and we didn't do any music from the Nutcracker. Number 13 is like, but our whole theme of our concert is, this is me improvising, it's not exactly what they're saying. Our whole theme of our concert is Jingle All the Way. It's a Jingle Bells theme. How are we gonna fit a whole Nutcracker ballet in at the end of our concert? And then they have this idea, or speaker 13 has this idea of like, wait, there could be a way that we can include Nutcracker in our Jingle All the Way themed concert. She whispers to speaker number 12, and then they come out and whisper to the audience. So they're gonna come whisper to the audience, and then you're all gonna whisper to each other, like we've had this brilliant idea, and that idea is Nutcracker Jingles, right? To kind of spread it all in. So the feel that we wanna have here is not just, we're singing a song, we're singing another song, but we're all together, the speakers are interacting with the choir's interacting with the speakers, and we're just planning this great thing that we're sharing with our parents. So it's gonna be fun, and I'm gonna ask you to act and things like that. Now when we're whispering, we're not actually whispering, it's gonna be super quiet, and you'll be like, right? Get animated, pretend like you're talking with each other, have fun with those around you, and it's gonna be really fun leading into this last number. For Nutcracker Jingles, we are going to have a ballerina that comes out, and during for sure the one part, so don't get too thrown off. She looks beautiful doing it, but she's probably gonna have 2 parts where she comes out and dances. So we're gonna have a ballerina going on in front or off to the side, making sure I'm not blocking anybody. So we'll have that going on. We have to work out the logistics of all of this. So hopefully we can have a technical rehearsal where we just run through. We're gonna start a song, we're gonna stop it, and then we'll move on and we'll act like we've sung that song. So I want you to do all of your musical practicing at home and be ready to fit these things in so we can move smoothly from one thing to the next, right? It's gonna be a whole production, and it'll be a lot of fun if we can do it. Okay, so Nutcracker Jingles. We learned yesterday during rehearsal that there are some parts that the cutoffs were so clean and tight and crisp, and they sounded so good. There were some parts that were like right on and people knew them, and there are other parts that people knew less. And there's like 5 different songs in here, right? So it's a whole bunch of small, short songs. Some of them were nailed down. Some of them were a little, not so great, but the ones that were there and on, oh my gosh, they were so good. So if you can do that to every single one, that'd be great. So if you have a particular part in the song where you're like, oh, I messed that up every time, or I don't quite know that, just go back and repeat that part over and over until you get it down really well, right? So no sense just practicing the songs that you know very well. Practice the ones that you're having trouble with more, okay? So Nutcracker Jingles is gonna be so important to listen. One thing that I noticed also with, I think this was coming from kids that were not at our rehearsals when we were learning this, which was a little bit alarming, is we have that Nutcracker theme music and we sing the Jingle Bell dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. It's the Jingle Bells melody, but bells and bobtail ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. We're off and we wait for that Nutcracker theme and then we come back in. But what I heard yesterday was, what fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells. We have never done that in the song ever. We never sing oh and go straight into jingle bells, ever, ever, ever. So some people weren't practicing this and went on to autopilot of jingle bells. No, it's going to sound like a huge mistake, because it is, right? A sleighing song tonight, off, and then bum, 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 jingle bells, right? So we'll come in there. So if you're not watching and you go off to town and start singing the Jingle Bell chorus right there, you are going to be singing it by yourself or with a few that don't know what they're doing. Don't do it. Okay, so that part that like we should know very well because it's Jingle Bells, that's the part where we had the most huge obvious mistakes because we think we know where we're going, but we don't, right? Everything else, there were some places that were tight, tight, tight and sounded awesome. So this is one that just needs to be practiced. And I'm telling you that if we get this down nice and tight, your parents are going to think it is so cool and clever because it really is a cleverly written song. No hay. Jingle, 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 jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to, oh, what fun is to ride one horse open sleigh. Jingle, 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 jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is! Fun it is to ride one horse open sleigh tonight. Make sure you're watching for that. Don't start it until I do tonight. Dashing, dashing, dashing through the snow in a one horse open sleigh. O'er the fields we go, o'er the fields we go, laughing, 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 yes, we're laughing all the way. Bells on bobtail ring, making spirits, making especially when we have those two nights. One time it goes right into song tonight, and you were right on it. The other one, there's a little gap. One horse open sleigh, pause, tonight. So you watch, I'm gonna give you tonight. Everything in there, I'm gonna give it to you sharply. I'm gonna show you where we are, okay? And we're gonna make it nice and clean, and of course, at the end, one horse open sleigh, hey, right? So we're singing sleigh straight into hey. Whew, I know it's a little tough there to breathe. Slowing it down, means that we're getting still a lot of words in, but we're not going through it so quickly, so our breath needs to sustain us. So really practice that slow down. There's some places where it's making it so much easier to slow it down so we can breathe in between things, but other times where we're just plowing straight through it, going a little bit slower is going to mean it's a little hard to breathe. So if you have to like take a breath, that's great. What we don't want is like this big, huge breath that's audible, but you'll just take a quiet breath and then come right back in. Okay, that's our Nutcracker Jingles, and it's going to be so awesome if we can put it together. So this week I want you to practice, 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 and practice watching me conducting. Right? Okay. The next one that we're doing is Minka. We learned this for the first time last week. So our practice with me is going to be, if you missed that rehearsal, that's going to be where we learn the song. So go to last week's practice with me. If you're looking at the website, you're going to have latest practice with me and then rehearsal tracks. There's another page at the top. So in your top right-hand corner, you'll see other pages where you can see practice with me, and it'll show you all the practice with me videos. So you can find them all in order right there. So it's going to be the one before this one where we learned Minka. Speaker number 6 is going to come out, and then we're straight into Minka. Some people have expressed interest in that slow part of being able to stomp and go along, and I would love to do that if we were all stomping perfectly on the beat, right? But that means that you're watching me perfectly. What I want you to focus on, rather than trying to stomp and determine the beat, is watching me for when I take that pace faster, right? That's what our pianist is doing while she's playing. She has to watch me and go with me as we get faster, and that's what you need to do as well. So they're going to feel that beat in the piano, and with us being together, they're going to feel that stomping beat that we pounded out. It was really fun. But if everybody's doing that and the beat's slightly off, it's going to throw the whole thing. So I don't think that's going to happen unless you guys show me that you are just like perfectly in rhythm and watching me and able to take that steady rhythm and speed up and slow down. Then it could be possible, but I don't think that we're going to pull that off in 1 week. So no stomping your feet, but feel that beat inside you and sing it. And the audience is going to hear it and feel it. It's being played in the piano, right? And they're going to be able to hear and feel it. Why can I not find the song? Curious. They're going to be able to hear and feel it in the sharpness and quality of your singing. So if you want that dramatic stomp, I want you to do it with your voice. Sound good? Deck the halls with boughs of holly, 'tis the season to be jolly, ready now for winter's folly, fa la 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 la. Follow me in a merry measure, heedless of the wind and weather, sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Now this is a change in the melody. What a wonder, fa, la, la. It's right into it. So if you're not right with me, fa, la, 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 sing, you've missed it. We're going off without you, right? Another part was, on that melody, we do pretty well. Except for some reason when we got into the Jingle Bell lyrics, we forgot that it's exactly the same melody. So just sing that melody. But the part that people really struggled with was, what a wonderful time of year. What a wonderful time of year when those we love are very, very near. Now that very, very near, so crisp and great. Now, then we're going to change notes here. It goes a little bit higher than you think it does. When those we love are very, very near, friends and family gather here, sharing all this Merry Christmas cheer. So sing that part with me, a cappella. Ready? There we go. What a wonderful time of year when those we love are very, very near. Friends and family gather here, sharing all this Merry Christmas cheer. Now that Merry Christmas cheer was so good, but we had trouble finding the notes, especially when friends and family, when we start a little bit higher. So we start higher than what a wonderful time of year, right? So watch that and be aware of it. The best way to get that in, the only way to get that in is just to practice it. Okay, and our last one that we're going to cover is Still, Still, Still. Now this is a small group number. There's sixth grade girls. They all know who they are that are singing this one, and we're also going to have a ballerina. If that's not you, you don't have to stick around for this one. If you want to hear it, then stick around for it. Okay, so Still, Still, Still is actually going to be the song that's before Minka. So, Still, 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 we'll have our speaker number 5 before we go into this song. So, while speaker number 5 is talking, we're going to have you, I think we can do a program or a printout or something that you can watch and see what's happening. So, speaker number 5 is going to be speaking, and during that time we'll have our ballerina, though this is our second ballerina, that will come down, and also our group here singing. For those that weren't here, I want to go over this with you. We practiced with the people that were there and available after choir, but Scarlett is going to be singing the solo on that second verse, sleep, 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 'tis the eve of our Savior's birth. The night is peaceful all around you. Close your eyes, let peace, it's peaceful all around you. Then I want everyone to sing, close your eyes, not everyone in the choir, everyone in the small group. Close your eyes, let sleep surround you, and then back to the soloist. So just for that part, I want it to grow a little bit with everyone in case this is just a logistical nightmare and people forget and we can't quite get that down. Maybe we won't, but I would love for you guys to come in right there, and then sleep, 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 'tis the eve of our Savior's birth is back to the soloist, and then straight into ooze. So let's try that. So when we've got the soloist, I'm going to give it a little bit smaller with one hand signaling that's the soloist. And then when everybody comes in with them in that small group, I'll go like this, and then back to the soloist nice and small. Okay? Let's do it. All right, at the very beginning, right where the piano comes in, there's this ooh section. I think I'm just going to cut that and have you come in right at still, still, still. So we don't have to worry about everyone starting right there at the beginning. Ready? Here we go. Still, 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 one can hear the falling snow, for all is hushed, the world is sleeping, holy star its vigil keeping, still, still. So we're gonna end on that M and then release and be off when I open my fingers right there. All right, so that is our still, still, still. We will be doing that with everybody next time, with everybody watching, so we can get our ballerina in there and be able to see that as well. Those are all the songs that we went over this week. I want you to practice them because not all of these will we be able to repeat next week. We're gonna do our other half of our songs that we didn't do. So practice these like crazy and also go back through and practice the others. So next week, we're gonna be on to those other ones. We will do one more Sleep Till Christmas because we need to get all of our soloists there, and we will do Still, Still, Still with everybody. But that is everything. Please let me know if you have any questions. Your parents can reach out on email. And I'm hoping that I'm gonna get new rehearsal videos that rather than just the lyrics there, you can see me leading and directing because I want you to practice watching and being directed. Right? So you're not like, okay, where's that part where I come in and I miss it every time? You're practicing watching and you will nail it every time. Okay, guys, thanks so much for practicing and getting through all of this. And stay tuned for updates to rehearsal tracks showing directing.